Just witnessed Alexandra Eala winning the gold medal in the singles for the Philippines over at the Southeast Asia Games. It's the biggest medal that she's won in one of these team events. She has made a semi-final at this event a couple of years ago, and also at the Asia Games she did well as well, winning a bronze medal there. But let's go have a look at what this actually means in terms of Philippines tennis at this tournament. So going over on Twitter and looking at the Philippine Sports Commission, they've put out a post saying the Golden Smash. Alexandra Eala opens the Philippines Golden Campaign in today's 33rd Southeast Asia Games in Thailand after dominating local bet Sawangkyu 6-1, 6-2 in the women's tennis singles final match.
Coco Gauff just publicly congratulated someone most casual tennis fans have probably never heard of, and that alone says a lot about what's happening in women's tennis right now. Alexandra Eala has just completed an absolutely incredible medal haul at the SEA Games. Yet while mainstream sports media barely took notice, one of the sport's biggest stars made sure her achievement didn't go unrecognized. This moment matters far more than it might seem at first glance because it highlights a shift in how top players are using their platforms to elevate rising talent beyond the usual tennis spotlight. It raises an important question. When was the last time a top-ranked player openly hyped up someone outside the traditional tennis bubble?
For the tennis in particular with this one, the Indonesians have won 2 gold medals so far in this event, with the Philippines winning that gold medal through Eala. Thailand have won 3 silver medals, including the medal today for the runner-up. And then the bronze medals actually go to the players who lose in the semis. So there's actually 2 bronze medals up for grabs in the semi-finals. And the events that they've actually had are a little bit different to the Olympics as well, with the women's team event going to Indonesia, the men's team event also going to Indonesia. And then we've got those traditional events that we know with the mixed doubles, men's, women's, doubles, and then the singles as well. So it's a little bit different to the Olympics, the way that they do things. There's no playoff for third place or anything like that. But with the Philippines getting a medal, it's the first gold medal at the tennis that they've won, but it's the first time since 1999 that they've won a gold medal in the women's singles. So Eala's rewriting history. Before Eala was even born, was the last time that somebody won a gold medal in this category of the Southeast Asia Games. So again, just like she's been doing all year, Eala rewriting some history and becoming the first woman to win a gold medal since Maricruz Fernandez back in 1999 in the women's singles for the Philippines.
Alexandra Eala recently posted her SEA Games medals on Instagram with a caption that read, "For the Philippines and for the Filipinos. I will go home with souvenirs in tow." Sitting right there in the comments was Coco Gauff, leaving 3 red hearts and a simple, "Congratulations." At first glance, it might be easy to dismiss this as just another generic celebrity comment, but in reality, it carries far more weight than it appears. To understand why, you first have to ask, who is Alexandra Eala? If you're a casual tennis fan in America or Europe, there's a good chance you've never heard of her, and that's exactly the issue, and exactly why Coco's acknowledgement matters. Eala is a 19-year-old Filipino tennis player who has been grinding on the challenger circuit and lower-level WTA events, working tirelessly to break into the mainstream of professional tennis. She isn't ranked in the top 50, she isn't landing massive endorsement deals, and she isn't getting primetime coverage on ESPN. Yet what she just accomplished at the SEA Games was absolutely incredible.
So you have it, history again for Eala and winning the gold medal, huge for her and for the Philippines again. They're also having an event next year in the Philippines, mainly probably because of Eala's success at the end of January in Manila. So not only does Eala get to celebrate the season that that has made her with a gold medal, but she also gets to celebrate possibly next year by playing at home in January. Now it's during the Australian Open, in the second half of the Australian Open, so it will depend on whether or not she actually does well in Melbourne. If she makes the second week, she won't be going to play a challenger, she'll be playing a quarterfinal of a Grand Slam. So she's got to just, depending on her results, whether or not she participates there. But the WTA bringing an event to Manila is huge as well. So not only with the success here at the Southeast Asia Games and a great season all round for Eala.
The Southeast Asian Games aren't the Olympics or Wimbledon. They're a regional multi-sport event that most Western sports fans have probably never even heard of. But for athletes from that part of the world, these games are massive. They represent national pride, regional dominance, and a rare chance to compete for your country in a way that truly matters to millions of people back home. Alexandra Eala didn't just show up and participate, she dominated. Multiple events, multiple medals. She essentially put on a clinic in what it means to represent your country with excellence. That's where Coco Gauff's comment becomes especially meaningful. Coco is firmly in the top tier of women's tennis. She has massive sponsorships, global recognition, and the kind of career that comes with end-of-season retrospectives and thoughtful reflections about growth, gratitude, and perseverance. She operates in a completely different world than a challenger-level player like Eala. So why take the time to comment? Why publicly acknowledge someone who isn't a rival or peer in terms of ranking? Because Coco understands something many top athletes forget. Tennis is a global sport, and not every path to success looks the same. Eala isn't American. She isn't training at an elite Florida academy with unlimited resources. She's representing the Philippines, a country without a deep history of producing top-level tennis players. The fact that she's competing professionally at all is an achievement. The fact that she's winning medals and representing her country successfully is remarkable, and Coco recognized that. Context matters here, especially considering Coco recently reflected on her own 2025 season with refreshing honesty, openly discussing disappointments, growth, and gratitude. That level of self-awareness and humility is exactly why she's the type of athlete who notices and celebrates someone like Alexandra Eala. Most top-ranked players live in a bubble. Their world revolves around the next tournament, ranking points, endorsements, and non-stop obligations. Training, recovery, travel, media, it's relentless. There's barely time to manage their own schedules, let alone follow what a challenger-level player is doing at a regional competition halfway across the world. But Coco made time. She saw the post. She understood the achievement. And she decided it deserved recognition. That's not just kindness, that's leadership. The Philippines isn't a tennis powerhouse. The infrastructure, funding, and development pipelines simply aren't there like they are in countries such as the United States, Spain, or Australia. Players like Eala have to fight for every opportunity, every sponsorship dollar, and every chance to compete at a higher level, all while carrying the pressure of being a pioneer for their country. When she wins medals at the SEA Games, she's not just winning for herself. She's proving to young Filipino kids that international tennis success is possible. She's validating the sacrifices made by families and coaches in a region where tennis isn't the dominant sport. That kind of responsibility is heavy, and that's exactly why recognition from someone like Coco Gauff matters. Coco's comment sends a powerful message. It tells Eala that her work is being noticed by the best players in the world. It tells young players that tennis is bigger than Grand Slams and top 10 rankings. It tells the broader tennis community that success comes in many forms, and that regional dominance deserves celebration too. In a sport where most social media engagement by stars is strategic and managed, genuine acknowledgement of someone outside the usual circle is rare. That's what makes this moment special. Coco Gauff has always been different. Even as a teenager bursting onto the scene, she spoke openly about representation, responsibility, and using her platform with purpose. Those weren't empty words. Moments like this prove she meant them. Women's tennis is more global than ever, with players emerging from countries that once produced none. That growth only continues if top players encourage and validate it. By celebrating Eala's success, Coco reinforces the idea that tennis belongs to the whole world, not just a few wealthy nations with established systems. Yes, it was just 3 heart emojis and 1 word. But context is everything. For a player grinding with limited resources, that small gesture can be validation, motivation, and fuel to keep going. Coco didn't need to do it for her brand or career. It doesn't benefit her at all. That's what makes it genuine. Greatness isn't just about climbing higher yourself. It's about lifting others along the way. While Alexandra Eala dominated the SEA Games, one of tennis's biggest stars made sure her achievement didn't go unnoticed. That's what real leadership looks like.